Greetings and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about Heartgems in New World. I didn't know they existed until last night, and apparently they're a thing. Yesterday Amazon released the new dev video. They never talked about this. So this is a completely new thing that the players that have played the previews of Brimstone Sands have discovered. So apparently there is a thing called Heartgem, which is basically like an ultimate ability that you can slot that has different effects and that you can use in combat in addition to your weapon skills that you have. So this is super interesting. I'm very excited about this. So let's just read a little bit about this. So a Heartgem is essentially an ultimate ability in New World. Once you have obtained the item, you can equip it. Much like a weapon, open your inventory, drag it into the appropriate slot. Once you have it equipped, you can then utilize it like an ability. There are several different types of Heartgem runes in the game, and each have unique abilities. So that's really interesting. Let's look at the Heartgem stones that we have. We have the Grasping Vines Heartgem rune. So the Grasping Vines rune casts vines around you that deal 100% rune damage and root enemies within a 4-meter radius for 3 seconds. So that's a 3-second root that's super long. The 3 different categories and their associated perks are the Greater Grasping Runes, Enfeebling Vines on perk 1. I don't know how you choose the perks if they drop in 2 different perks, but let's just go over it. Enfeebling Vines inflicts weaken on successful hits, reducing the target's damage. Interesting. I'm a fan of perk 2 here. Leeching Vines. Hello ESO. Leeching Vines. Heal for 20% of your damage done to rooted targets. That's super nice. So for 3 seconds, you would heal for 20% of your damage done to rooted targets. That could potentially heal you to full if you have like a nice AoE setup. And you just catch a lot of people in your vines. And then you use your greatsword or an axe or a warhammer. These would be great tools to just fill up on health while also keeping people rooted. That's really interesting. I love this. Then we got the Survivor's Grasping Vines rune. Resilient Vines gain Fortify on activation, increasing damage absorption by 20%, but reducing outgoing damage. So that's a nice tanking tool. I don't know if this can hit your teammates or if that's just for you. But if that hits the teammates, you could potentially just put 20% of Fortify on all your teammates there, and that would greatly help. Of course, 20% damage absorption, damage reduction, that's, it's not actually a big deal, really. Like in a situation where you need the Fortify, I think you're okay with like doing 20% less damage. Then perk 2, Enfeebling Vines inflicts weaken on successful hits, reducing the target's damage. So I'm not a fan of weaken. It's not bad, I guess. If you have both, if you can put both effects on, that would potentially mean 40% less damage from your opponents, which is a really big deal. And then we have the Dominator's Grasping Vines rune. Rending Vines inflicts rend on successful hits, reducing the target's damage absorption by 20%. So you can kind of like offset if you have multiple vines. I think you can kind of like offset the downsides here that you have, the disadvantages. If your damage is getting reduced by 20% here and someone else hits them and they can put the 20% back on, I think it kind of balances out. So interesting. And then perk 2, Enfeebling Vines inflicts weaken. The weaken again, I'm just not a fan. This one, okay, hear me out. This one's super interesting. This one, the Stone Form Heartgem rune, is adding something to the game that I always wanted that has never existed before, and I think that will change the way we play PvP. The Stone Form rune allows you to harden yourself with layers of stone, cleansing all crowd control debuffs and granting immunity to both stagger and crowd control debuffs for 5 seconds. 5 seconds CC immunity. Wow. Mind blown. Absolutely. This is going to change so much. This will allow you to actually get your combos off. If you're running into a Zerg and you have like a nice build and can do a lot of damage and potentially kill a Zerg, right now you have the problem that anybody hits you with the stun, your combo is over, right? You pop this thing before you run in there, you have 5 seconds of CC immunity, you can get your full combo off, and I think that's a good thing. Or if you're like being chased by a Zerg, you pop this thing, they can't stun you. We can't stun you. If you have speed on your build, they can't stun you. You just run away. Pop some potions. I wonder if this works with potions and doors. Because if someone hits you while you're drinking like a potion or a door, it kind of interrupts that, and that sucks. What if you pop this? Can you just like drink a potion, maybe 2 potions? Can you just walk up to a door and use it because no one can stagger you? Because that would be a game changer, really. And then we have here the greater stone form rune. Hardened form, gain an additional 10% damage absorption for 5 seconds per hit taken. A maximum of 30% damage reduction. That's crazy. And then the perk number 2, fortifying form. Damage absorption is increased by 10% while active. Yeah. I don't know if they can, like, I don't know how this works. It's kind of weird, but yeah, this is a lot of damage reduction. Survivor stone form rune, fortifying form. Damage absorption basically the same as perk 2 on the other one. Perk 2 on this one, mending form, heal for 75% rune damage per second while active, but outgoing damage is reduced. It's insane. You could pop this, you get 75% rune damage per second as heals for 5 seconds, and you can't be stunned or staggered, so you can also drink a potion on top of that and just keep moving, keep running. Absolute game changer. Dominator stone form rune, fortifying form, we had that, and then unstable form. Stone form explodes when it expires or when you press the Heartgem ability input again, dealing 200% rune damage within 3 meters radius, but its duration is reduced by 2 seconds. But that wouldn't matter. You still have 3 seconds of immunity, but you're basically like a bomber. You know, you can just explode, and you're doing like a lot of AoE damage on top of all the other AoE damage that you can already do with your build. Insane. This one's cool too. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a little excited here. I'm getting a little carried away. Heretic's Fall. The Heretic's Fall rune allows you to fly up into the air, then plummet back down to the ground. Like, are we still playing New World? Is this New World? Is this a Korean MMO? What's going on here? Staggering and dealing 100% rune damage within a 3-meter radius. Press the Heartgem ability or basic attack input while hovering to trigger the fall immediately. Yeah. It's interesting. That's super interesting. So the greater Heretic's Fall, crippling fall, inflicts slow unsuccessful hits. Interesting. Perk 2, leeching fall. Heal for 100% of the damage done. Yes. Survivor's Heretic Fall rune, leeching fall again. And then on the perk 2, fortifying fall. Gain fortify on successful hits. Increasing damage absorption by 10%, but reducing outgoing damage by 10. The reducing is not like really a big deal because you would use that to kind of save yourself anyway. So in that kind of situation, you're not really looking for damage, you're looking for survival. So that's absolutely fine. Then we have empowered fall. Successful hits deal 100% run damage, but no longer I don't know what that is. Successful hits deal 150%. Oh, it's rune damage, not run damage. That makes sense. Okay. But no longer stagger. Okay, but that's a lot more damage. And then leeching fall, the same as up here. I really like that, but the 150% one, that looks really good. Cannon blast, I saw a clip of that. It's like you just pull out like a cannon and shoot people. It looks goofy, but interesting. So the cannon blast rune summons a cannon, fires a powerful long-range shot that deals 100% rune damage. So the greater cannon blast rune, penetrating blast, cannonball passes through enemies and cannot be blocked. Perk 2, burning blast, inflicts burn on successful hits, dealing 10% rune damage per second for 5 seconds. Interesting. Survivor's Cannon Blast rune. Burning Blast, that's the same as here. And then Concussive Blast, Cannonball knocks enemies down but only deals 30% rune damage. That's super interesting. Especially, like, just imagine OPR. People are, you know, they're squeezing themselves through a doorway and you're just sitting there and you're just hitting them with a Concussive Blast and it knocks everybody down. Ah, cool. Dominator's Cannon Blast rune. Explosive Blast. Cannonball explodes on impact, dealing damage within a 3-meter radius, but damage is reduced. It's okay. And then we have the burning again. Detonate Heartgem rune. We're getting ESO flashbacks here today. So this is like, yeah. Just look at it. Detonate rune allows you to charge yourself with explosive energy for 3 seconds, then detonate, dealing 100% rune damage within a 5-meter radius. And the greater Detonate rune gives you accelerating charge. Movement speed is increased by 30% while charging. Nice. The empowering charge, outgoing damage is increased by 15% while charging, but explosion damage is reduced by 20. So what that does is, like, you're charging, but you're still able to attack people. It's basically what that is. So it's not like a channeling ability. You know, you can move and you can attack while this is going on. Super interesting. So you can basically start this thing. It's going to charge up for 3 seconds. You can already start attacking people, right? And you get 15% increased damage on your normal attacks while you're doing that. And then the rune explodes for 20% less damage, just to kind of finish off. Really interesting. Leeching Explosion. Heal for 50% of the damage done, but explosion damage is reduced by 30%. Not a big deal, really. And Escalating Explosion. Explosion damage is increased by 30%, but you take 15% more damage while charging. So this is very interesting. That's basically like a real bomber. You charge this up, you run into a Zerg, and you blow up. Oh, this is interesting. This is so interesting. I can't wait to test this on the PTR. I hope it comes out soon. How to obtain them? We don't know. We don't know yet. But how to use them? You basically have them in your inventory and you just pull them over. You have a new slot, as you can see here. I try to zoom in on this a little bit. Can we zoom in on this? Oh yeah, there it is. So you basically you would pull the rune into this slot here. It says G, that's like the standard attack. And then, so it's basically like another weapon slot. You pull this rune in, and then you can use that by pressing G or whatever a button you assign to it. It's really, really cool. I like this idea. It's gonna add a lot more depth to the whole combat system. Gives you a lot more options to be, you know, have more speed, have more damage, more healing, more tankiness, more CC or CC immunity. Super, super interesting. I can't wait to test this. I'm speechless. Honestly, this patch seems to be an absolute game changer for the entire game. It's like we're playing a completely different game now, and I think that's super needed for New World. I'm convinced by the end of the year, the player numbers are going to be looking a lot better, and I'm excited. I'm here for it. So yeah, that's all I got for you today. This is the Heartgems. I'm speechless. I really am. There's also something else going on. We are gonna get new normal gems for weapons, and I'm gonna be covering this in another video because that is gonna add another layer of customization and buildcraft options. There's some crazy shit in there from what I've seen, so we're gonna be doing another video on that soon. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll be back with another video soon, guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.